So guys, the plan is to sentence Nnamdi Kanu, the leaders of the indigenous people of Biafra, to death. This is the plan that the federal government of Nigeria have for Nnamdi Kanu, but due to some reasons, they convert it to life sentence. This one is coming from the Nigerian activist Sowore. Let's take a look at the video, guys.
Well, I have had a lot of conversation about Nnamdi Kanu's situation, including revealing to the Nigerian people that his trial was pre-planned. Everything that eventually played out on the day of his conviction had already been exposed by me on November 5. Maybe we are only lucky that we fought a bit through the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest to have saved Nnamdi Kanu from the hangman's noose. They were going to sentence him to death. That was the plan. And you can check my Twitter and Facebook posts on November 5, because I was giving that information in advance. They also, as a result of that, got very upset that we had a protest in Abuja. They shot at us, tear gas, arrested his lawyers, myself, later, and took us to the court outside of, within Abuja, but, near Kuje, and sent us to prison for 4 days. After we were granted bail on a Friday, the judge who was supposed to sign off on our bail paper ran away. He didn't come back until Monday. They were already setting the agenda for Nnamdi Kanu's conviction, or whatever they were going to do. But when they realized that maybe this is not popular or not going to be popular, they kind of pulled back a bit, and they did the life imprisonment. And they have also realized that even the life imprisonment has not stopped his life, or the life of what he stood for. Because it came at a time that, like I've always said, he prophetically predicted some of the things that are happening in Nigeria now. And when he was eventually convicted, those things are come full circle in terms of terrorism, the unchecked activities of the people you call terrorists or bandits, who have been given preferential treatments in Nigeria over time. They always have the right. They can drive around in their convoys with vehicles seized from the Nigerian army. One of them wore a uniform of a police commissioner, an assistant police commissioner he killed. He wore his uniform to town. They were carrying their magazines and their heavy-duty weapons and ammunition and addressing press conferences. I insist that till date, the only evidence that was adduced against Nnamdi Kanu in his trial, the whole trial, was that he had a microphone and he had a radio transmitter and his underwear, both top and bottom, that he found in a hotel. Every other evidence they claim was against him were things that were circumstantial. Oh, he said that the people should kill police, even when he was not in the country. Oh, he was the one who made NSAS to become what it is. But there are celebrities in Nigeria who claim they started NSAS. I started NSAS in Abuja, and I was one who gathered a lot of people that joined NSAS by calling them individuals, some of the celebrities. So if those ones are being celebrated for doing NSAS, why is Nnamdi Kanu being sent to prison for life just for speaking on the day of NSAS to say, oh, do this or whatever they said he said? So everything they accuse him of are things that they had no evidence caused any problem that they adduced caused. They even accused him of killing Gulag while he was in detention. I know something about being in DSS detention. You have zero access to communication. Even if you do, if you smuggle something, and they have a way of monitoring you. So how could somebody like that be sentenced to death? And the terrorist from one of the Boko Haram commander was sentenced to 20 years in prison. That is why Nigeria is where it is today. Some people in our animal farm, some animals are superior to others. And until that is addressed, until the justice applies to everybody in Nigeria, you are not going to get peace without justice. That's what so many of us have been saying, whether you like to hear it or not. But I feel it has come full circle now. that even those who felt like they can bamboozle others by saying, oh yeah, he did this, he's a bad person, they are now dealing with the real bad people. Unfortunately though, those real bad people have cover. They have immunity.
Welcome back, guys. That is the convener of the Revolution Now movement there, and even the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC, Omoyele Sowore, speaking about Nnamdi Kanu. Guys, I hope you never forget that last week Nnamdi Kanu was convicted to life imprisonment in Nigeria. The Federal High Court cited in Abuja, where a lot of Nigerians have reacted to the issues of Nnamdi Kanu. People are really wondering why Nnamdi Kanu is being sentenced to life imprisonment, and Boko Haram, who even a police commissioner, is being sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. So majority of the Nigerians and the globe believe say this judgment given to Nnamdi Kanu is a ready-made program judgment that they want to give to him before now. And moreover, they usually want to sentence Nnamdi Kanu to death, but simply because of the protest before that day that really exposed the government of Nigeria to the world that, okay, we still remember the case of Nnamdi Kanu. Guys, I hope you never forget that vividly when they are doing the case of Nnamdi Kanu. If not that the Omoyele Sowore and some other people who come together to put it out there for us, they want to do everything in a secret that you will never know that Nnamdi Kanu has been convicted to death, so that they can easily carry out their caricature method, and before you know, within two to 3 months, they don't already buy him. So that is the pre-plan they have on ground before the protest really expose them before the verdict of that judgment. And they have nothing to do that just to keep him in somewhere than to give him a life, to give him a death sentence. So it's so sad that we're having something like this and we're still talking about a topic like this in Nigeria, where there is no constant evidence against somebody than what is said from his mouth, and inciting violence is not carrying out a life sentence verdict. So for a judgment that will definitely carry a life sentence should be a capital offense. Maybe somebody directly taking life of the people. That one, they can say, okay, you've directly taken the life of the people. That means you can go to a life imprisonment or hang or something like that. But for you to incite, so inside the Nigerian Constitution, according to what the lawyers are saying now, they said there is nothing like that inside the Nigerian Constitution for inciting violence. Doesn't carry any life imprisonment. So the life imprisonment given to Nnamdi Kanu is exactly what the federal government of Nigeria wants him to be. And before, Omoyele Sowore said it is so sad that they really want to find Nnamdi Kanu in hanging or by firing squad if care is not taken.
When I met Nnamdi Kanu in 2019, he said to me, "Are you going to Nigeria?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Are you mad?" I just left Nigeria. They came to kill me in my house. They killed 28 people. Wow. And I remember telling him, I said, if you are still doing this Biafran thing, you are not safe anywhere. Because there's a global interest to keep Nigeria the way it is. So yes, global interest. Oil can keep flowing in direction of multinationals. There are people whose interest is to make sure Nigeria doesn't progress so that the black man will not find his feet globally. So anybody who is also fighting them here, you are fighting that global economic interest. And that is what was clear to us during Ken Saro-Wiwa's death. The world could have saved Ken Saro-Wiwa. Even Mandela refused to make the call to Abacha. Or he said he called Abacha, Abacha didn't pick. All of them could have made that call and said, look, if you touch this guy, we are going to give you hell. But because, Ken Saro-Wiwa went and pressed the red button, which is oil. Do you know why Ogoni land has over 62 billion cubic feet of gas.
62 billion.
This is not even oil,
Gas.
Because what most people don't understand is that oil is going out of business, but gas is going to be around for a long time.
Yes.
So that is what they're interested in protecting. And the guy who starts saying, we own the thing, I was like, what's your problem now, guy, man? And they finished him. Global conspiracy. It's the same thing they did to Kanu now. How do you think that Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya and brought to Nigeria, and there's no manifest of the plane that brought him to today? Even judges cannot ask for it. How did he get to Nigeria from Kenya? Who was the person who abducted him from the underground garage? Who was he expecting that made him to drive privately to that place and got kidnapped? Who are the people that kidnapped him? Because the Kenyan government came to court and said, we're not aware. We don't know who did this. You cannot. Is it possible to fly a plane, a private jet, out of an airport without two governments getting involved? How can it be more secretive? It's because there are global conspiracies involved too. And it was as if I was being prophetic.
And this is what is really happened. So guys, let's watch what Omayele Sowore said about the Nigerian government about being the original terrorists that Nigerians are really talking about. Take a look at the video.
The Nigerian government is also a terrorist organization, as you know, especially the two other political parties, APC and PDP, who have braved the weather, the roads, the criminals, the terrorists, the bandits, and most importantly, the government. Because the Nigerian government is also a terrorist organization, as you know, especially the two other political parties, APC and PDP, according to the Canadian. I didn't say it. There was a Canadian court that said it. So they are also a terrorist organization. But luckily enough, we are not a terrorist organization. Thank you so much for coming. Let me thank our INEC observers once again. We'll make sure that we end your misery very soon by listening this. And we promise you, you will not need a helmet to attend our party convention like we do for AAC and APC and PDP. It is so bad for that of PDP, I don't even think they attended the last one in Ibadan. No guarantee of safety.
Welcome back, guys. That is the meetings with the African Action Congress, AAC, that is Omayele Sowore party, with the INEC boss there. They have a meeting together, and that is where he make this statement that even the Canadian government have already said that the Nigerian government is the terrorist organization. Those parties are the real terrorist organizations, and if you look at it very well, you will understand better that these people are really terrorist organization, because they are the one that created the monster that Nigerian people are facing today. So it's so sad that we are having this issue like this. Now guys, let's now go into the original gist of this issue. If you look at Omayele Sowore came out last elections to contest, and it's so sad that the majority of the Nigeria don't vote for Omayele Sowore simply because they believe that he's a young guy, he's not old enough to be the leader of Nigeria. Some even said Omayele Sowore should go to his own constituency to go and contest for a senatorial post. But it's so sad that we have this kind of mentality, believing that it is only somebody who is at age of 70, 80 or 90 that can be the president of Nigeria. And for example, I don't see any reasons why the youth of Nigeria don't really come together and use the power of their votes and voice and social media to cast their vote for a young and vibrant person like this, than to recycle all these leaders again and again and again, and at the end of the matter, you are going to be the victim of all this issue. The truth have to be told, if we want to talk about those people who are destroying Nigeria, except the leaders who are creating the main issue, I think the Nigerian people they are the one, they don't know what the right they have in their hands and how to use the right, and even they also don't know how to manage the right they have in their hand. Because so far, if you know what you're doing and we all come together as a youth, as a young people who are the at least 70 to 80% of the Nigerian populations, we can come together to do something very great, nice for the country. Anyway, this is just the quick update of what I have for you. Don't forget to share this video to other people and give your comments in the comment section. See you in another video. Peace out.